Hello and welcome to the College Tracker Show. I'm Kimberly Bass. I'm going to be your host today. And today we have not one, not two, not three, but four schools we're going to be sharing with you today. And just a little bit of housekeeping. We will not be doing a Q&A session today. While we will take your questions, we'll answer what we can during the event. And those that we can't answer, we will share contact information for all of the schools for you to be able to reach out and get answers to your questions. Let's get ready to get started. Our first school, we have Amina Fuentes from Texas Tech University. Amina, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to present to you about Texas Tech University. Like Kimberly said, my name is Jimena Fuentes, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So where are we located? We're located in Texas. Texas is the second largest state in the US. We have over 50 Fortune 500 companies are here in Texas, companies such as ExxonMobil, Southwest Airlines, many companies that a lot of our international students take advantage of and work at. Lubbock is the top 10 most affordable cities to live in Texas. So you can know where we're located specifically. There's the map. We are located in what is known as the Panhandle, literally because it looks like a pan. And we're about 5 to 6 hours away from major cities such as Dallas, Austin, Houston, and many other places. So that's where we're located. We have a large campus. Over 40,000 students come here to the Texas Tech campus. We have students from pretty much all over the states of from all over the 50 states from the US and from more than 100 countries. I will be sharing specific details of those students that we have from Canada. Another thing I want to mention is we have over 1,800 international students considering undergraduate and graduate level. So some details about our students from Canada. We have over 30 international students from Canada. This is also a mix between undergraduate and graduate students. We have students from many of the provinces, which are Ontario, Alberta, British Columbia. I'm not going to say this name correctly, and I apologize, Saskatchewan and Quebec. Our students that we have here specifically for the undergraduate levels, what they're studying right now is agriculture, agricultural communication, animal sciences, business, early childhood education, computer science, sports management, mechanical engineering, and also some that go into the pre-professional degrees. We have a couple in pre-medicine and in pre-law. We have 3 Canadian student athletes. They have selected different sports. We have 2 males and 1 female. The males are in the men's basketball team, and the females, I apologize, 4 of them are in tennis and women's soccer, which is football for all of you. Those are our students from Canada. Texas Tech University is a Tier 1 research university. We have a 21-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio. We are a Hispanic serving institution, and this is one of my favorite statistics about Texas Tech. 99% of Texas Tech graduates find employment, join the military, or start their graduate level of education within 6 months of graduation. The majority find jobs very quickly, and they're very well prepared. We have over 150 undergraduate degrees, more than 100 master's degrees, and 60 doctoral degrees. These are our 10 different colleges that we have. One of our most renowned colleges is the College of Engineering, the Edward Whittaker College of Engineering. We have a lot of prestigious professors, and a lot of our international students specifically, not necessarily only from Canada, but they select to come to the College of Engineering. Another of our very good programs, and the majority of our students attend as well, is the Rouse College of Business. Majors such as marketing, entrepreneurship, finance. A lot of students select those majors. So you can see these are our 10 majors. We are also 1 in 9 university systems offering the variety of academic opportunity, because we here at Texas Tech have the School of Law, School of Medicine, and School of Veterinary. It's a very, very good campus. We are large, it's all spread out. There's a lot of fun things and activities to do, which you're gonna be seeing right now. Like I said, we have a lot of international students, and those students have created their own international groups. 80 of those are specifically for, let's say, students who speak Spanish, students who are specifically for different parts of the world, the Nepalese Association, Bangladesh Association, and we have also the Canadian Association of Students. In addition to that, 550 other student organizations from students, from domestic students and also international students. Not, you don't have to be a domestic student to a student from the US. That's what I mean when I say domestic. If you want to join any of the student organizations that we have here on campus. We have over 30 on-campus dining options for students. You can see that's one of our dorms in the picture. And we have a lazy river. That's another picture that's highlighted in here. A lot of students, especially right now that we're going to start good weather and summer, and it's warm in here. A lot of our students go and take advantage of that lazy river and the recreational center where they can go and work out and have fun and meet with their friends. Let's see, we are a Division I athletics university. We are part of the Big 12, and we have over 17 sports between female and male sports. And it is a very competitive program. And as a student, you get to enjoy those games: basketball, American football, volleyball. Once you have been admitted and you go through the process, you get to do that, and a lot of students take advantage of it. We are a very collegiate campus. Everything revolves about Texas Tech University. It is a smaller city, but there's a lot of fun. Important dates to remember: the priority deadlines for application. If you are a freshman, which is first time in college, and you have just graduated from high school, keep in mind that the fall priority deadline is May 1st. So let's say you want to start this fall, it will be May 1st when you have to have your application submitted. For spring, if you want to start January of 2024, then you have until November 1st, and it's the same dates for either first time in college and transfer students. I'm gonna only cover the first time in college, which is those students graduating from high school, because the transfer students, the information is very similar. There's some things that change, but for time's sake, I'm just gonna focus on that for now, okay? So there are three very easy steps. The step 1, you complete your application. There's 3 options. We don't have a preference. You select the one that works best for you. Apply Texas, Common App, or the TTU International application. Step number 2 is where you're going to submit all your required documentations. And what's required? We need to see your high school transcript, the completion of it. And if you are you have not finished, you can submit the transcript up to your last semester. When you finish, then you're going to be required to submit the end, all of it. There's an application fee, $75, and you will need proof of English proficiency. Since you are from Canada, the majority of you are from that exempt country, so we're not going to need English proficiency unless you are from the Montreal area, where first language is French. That's when we're going to be needing the English proficiency. There's also supplemental items. Please keep in mind that right now Texas Tech University is we're not required, it's test optional. We're not requiring the SAT or ACT. You could be admitted without them. This is until 2025, and if there is some changes or if it doesn't change, everyone will be informed. But as it says there, it's just supplemental. If you have done the SAT, you're more than welcome to submit it. It will help a lot with different admissions decisions and also with scholarships. Essays and letters of recommendations are also optional and recommended, but you don't have to. You will still receive an admissions decisions without those. And step number 3, create your Radar Connect account. This is very important because this is the account and the place where you are going to submit all of your documentations. So the cost of attendance. Also, one of the very, very exciting things about Texas Tech University, and this is for every student, students from the US and students from everywhere else in the world. The moment you receive a scholarship of $1,000, you get to pay the in-state tuition rate. It has to be a scholarship from Texas Tech University, but you can see the big difference from non-resident and resident. This is one of the first scholarships as a first time in college. For those students just graduating from high school, this is the first scholarship that you're going to be considered for. It's a Presidential Merit Scholarship. This scholarship is based on the SAT test results or ACT test results, and also on your high school ranking. Here in the US, it's very common to have a high school ranking. If you don't have one from your high school, you're going to be assigned one based on your transcripts, based on all the information that you have submitted. And like I said, we are test optional. So if you don't have the SAT, you could still qualify for this scholarship. It's renewable for up to 4 years, as long as you keep certain credit hours per semester that you are taking, and also a specific GPA depending on the award, on the quantity that you receive. We also have athletic scholarships. So if, let's say, if you have the grades and you have everything and you can qualify for the presidential scholarship, and then you're also a student athlete, this add up. Or let's say you find another scholarship, departmental scholarships, we have multiple ones, you can also, that stacks up. Okay, so like I said, I went really, really fast, but I'm very excited to see you all very soon and to share more details. I think I have maybe 3 more minutes just for you to know, for those transfer students, the difference will be, instead of your high school transcript, we're going to need to see your diploma from high school, and if all the transcripts from your current institution. So let's say you already started your degree, but you want to transfer. We can still do that. We can completely do that. You'll just have to submit your transcripts to us so we can see how many credit hours will transfer to Texas Tech, and if you also are eligible for scholarships. The scholarship will not be the same as I have here. It will be one known as a Proven Achievers Scholarship, and it depends on how many transfers of how many credit hours are transferred to Texas Tech University. But there's multiple scholarships. I will be ready to share all of these with you. I hope to see every one of you and your families so we can talk about Texas Tech and the opportunities that await you here.
Thank you so much for sharing your information today. You do have a couple minutes left, so I wanted to ask you one question.
Yeah.
What is it that you really like about your school that makes you feel Texas Tech stands out?
A lot of things. It is very friendly. There's a lot of things to do. The community is great. There's a lot of families on the city. A lot of parks, a lot of things to do. It feels like it's not a large city, but it feels obviously like a city, but in a small town type of feeling. And sports are so exciting that I'm sure everyone is going to enjoy those.
Outstanding. Thank you for joining us today, Jimena, and we look forward to hearing from Texas Tech in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Absolutely. As I mentioned today, we have 4 different schools visiting us today, and now we have our second school coming up, and that will be the University of Maine. Coming from the University of Maine with us today, we have Katie Blackmer. How are you today, Katie?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We can't wait to hear more about the University of Maine. Take it away.
Awesome. I will share my screen. All right. There we go. Are you guys able to see the screen fine?
Yes, we are.
Okay, awesome. So here, I just want to start this off. Like Kimberly said, I am Katie Blackmer. I'm from the University of Maine, and I am the International Admissions Counselor for the university. So since I am the International Admissions Counselor, basically that means that I work with all undergraduate students who are applying to the University of Maine. So at the University of Maine, we are located obviously in Maine. We are located in Orono, Maine. A lot of people used to refer to us as the University of Maine Orono or UMO, but within the last few years, we have become the flagship university in the state. So we are actually the largest university in the state of Maine. We have about 12,000 students on our campus. And since we are the flagship, we dropped Orono and we are just the University of Maine. We are about 8 kilometers just away from Bangor, and that's where our international airport is, but we also have flights from Portland and Boston. We're in a great place if you like to be outdoors because we sort of have that perfect feel of only being 15 minutes away from a major city, but that small college town feel. Maine is the #1 safest state in the United States. So parents, don't worry sending your kids to Maine. It's a very safe area. It's nice for students to be able to come here and feel like they are very safe. We have a great blue light KISS system on campus. Usually we get tests of our emergency university things. I've never had anything come through as an emergency. It's always just like, this is a test. So that's great. We are ranked in the top 110 colleges and universities in the United States. We have about 500 international students, and I would say it's about, we have 120 undergraduate students who are from Canada, but we represent students from 83 different countries. At our university, we have 6 different colleges on our campus. So within those 6 colleges, we have an honors college, a college of education and human development, a college of engineering, the Maine Business School, the College of Natural Sciences, Forestry, and Agriculture, the College of Engineering, I think I already said that one, and the honors college, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. There we go. That's the other one. So throughout those 6 different colleges, we have over 100 different degree programs to offer, and our student to faculty ratio is about 16:1. Your average class size that you're looking at for your first year is about 35 students, but from starting on your second year on, it goes down to about 25 students on average. Let's see. My computer's just a little slow moving to the next slide. There we go. So one great thing about UMaine is that we are an R1 institution, which means we are in the top 4% of universities in the United States. There are only 139 other universities who have this ranking. So basically what that has done for Maine is that we have a lot more money coming in for research funding. And because we are a research institution, everyone gets involved in research on our campus. That includes students who are in undergraduate as well. We have undergraduate students who work in our labs on campus and are involved highly with our faculty members from their first, second, and third year. Also, being an R1 institution, it's an interesting set because the University of Maine, even though we only have 12,000 students, we're one of the smallest flagships in the United States. So not only are we a small flagship, but we have the funding of those really, really large universities in that small school setting. So it's nice because students are actually getting directly impacted by those grants and funds that are coming in. So I want to talk a little bit about our College of Engineering. We have 11 programs in our College of Engineering. This is our most popular college on campus. And they're all ABET certified and accredited programs, which means they're in the top gold standard of accreditation. We have a worldwide reputation and world-class facilities right on our campus. We have a full advanced composite center. You can see some pictures from it here. And we have the world's largest 3D printer on our campus. That boat that you can see, sorry?
Quickly, Katie, we're still on your first slide where it's
showing
no. University of Maine, so we're not seeing the slides progress with you. And we
okay.
want to see all the goodness of the University of Maine.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix that really quick. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. I'm sorry.
No worries, we're with you now. We see the Carnegie R1 top tier research.
Okay, do you see it now? What do you see now?
It's still your first screen, your first slide.
Let's see, sorry. Do you see the Carnegie one now?
No, not currently, we don't. We see
That's
still
crazy.
the first slide, the University of Maine.
Let's see if I just have to do
Now
it.
we do, we see the College of Engineering.
Okay, I guess I am just going to expand this and we're going to have to run from this, guys. I'm sorry. So you're able to see the slide, I guess.
Yes,
I don't know why it won't let me do present mode. Okay. So like I was saying, here's our College of Engineering. This is inside our Advanced Composite Center. We have a full wave basin and a wind tunnel in there. Right now, our engineering students are studying how to do floating windmills out in the ocean, so we no longer have to drill into the ocean surface. They're supposed to withstand hurricanes and everything, and right now our first ones are actually out. We also 3D printed a home this year completely out of bioforest products. So that's another great thing that our students are involved in, and those are undergraduate students. That boat that you can see there was printed in less than 72 hours. And because our engineering department is very proud of their abilities, they actually put that boat in the water for the first time with the governor of Maine before ever testing it in the water. So we also have 3 Guinness World Book Records because of our boat and our 3D printer. A little bit about our business school. This is our other really large business school on our campus. The Maine Business School has 17 different programs that you can choose from within it, and a brand new one in business information and security sciences. We have a full Bloomberg lab on our campus. Bloomberg terminals are basically just supercomputers that keep up with the stock market to the second, and undergraduate students get to work on those. We have a SPIFFY, which is a student portfolio investment fund account, and they currently manage over $4 million in the stock market for us. That program is AACSB internationally accredited, which means that they are also the gold standard for accreditation. There's less than 5% of business schools worldwide that have this distinction. We also have an ICBSC, which is the International Collegiate Business Strategy Competition. We complete globally every single year since 2013. In this program, over 97% of students of graduates find jobs within their first 2 months right out of undergrad. The reason with that it's 97% is because those other 3% continue on to grad school at UMaine. We have a great 4+1 program that allows you to get your master's in business administration with just 1 added year. Some other programs of distinction outside of our College of Engineering and our business school is our marine science. We have 2 marine research centers that students have the access to. You can actually even sleep at one and do a semester away at our research center. We have a climate change. We send 2 students to Antarctica every single year to harvest ice cores, which are then used on campus for different types of experiments and research. We also have a great wildlife ecology program. Just a few weeks ago, our students were out and they were monitoring our black bear population. And so they were actually pulling the cubs out of hibernation, checking them, pinning them so we can keep up with our population. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is University of Maine is a hands-on university. If you want to be out in the field getting real world experience in your first, second, third, and fourth year on campus, University of Maine is for you. So athletics. Of course, athletics are very important to all college students, whether that be participating in them or just as a spectator. University of Maine is an NCAA Division I school, and we compete in the America East Conference. We have 17 Division I athletic sports. And I would say it's like 42% of our our athletes are international students. We do offer full scholarships to a lot of our students if they are recruited. Unfortunately, I can help connect you with coaches, but I can't speak too much about recruiting. It's just NCAA rules. But I can answer a lot of questions and get you connected with those coaches. In terms of sort of major things that are on our campus in terms of sports, our highest GPAs come from our women's soccer team and our women's field hockey team. Our women's field hockey team won America East this past year, and our men's hockey team, they went into the first round of America East championships, and as well as our men's basketball. So support and career services at UMaine. We have a full international student association at our campus. The director of my program is actually from Bulgaria, and she knows every single student's name on campus who is an international student, and she recognizes them while walking around, which is pretty impressive because that's over 500 students. Our International Student Association puts on 2 really big festivals each year. The first being Culture Fest in the fall, where students are allowed to celebrate their culture, and they cook traditional foods, and there's sort of like a dance that goes along with it. And then in the spring, we do International Dance Festival. Outside of that, we are always here in the office for our students. the International Programs Office does not only include admissions, but also it includes student support services. So even though I don't get to work with you much outside of the admissions process, once you're accepted and become a Black Bear, you will still see me quite often in the office when you're working with our tax representative. So you don't get to lose me, but I'll still be right there. We do have intramural sports. So like I said, we are a Division I school that's very competitive, but we do have intramural and club sports. Our club sports actually compete at the Division III level. So if you aren't able to compete at Division I, but you still love women's soccer or basketball or anything like that, our club sports are student-led and student coached with funds from the university. And they compete against local Division III schools. And our intramurals are obviously an option as well. Those are just based on campus, but they're really fun. We do have a full writing center and tutor program on our campus. So if you're ever struggling in anything, we have free tutors and a free writing center, as well as a free math and science lab for students to access. We really want you to succeed here. There's on-campus work opportunities for all students and pretty much any department that you'd like to work in. And we do have a full career center as well. Outside of sort of that academic-based help, we do have over 200 clubs and organizations that students can join on our campus. Some of those being like, there's like a cheese tasting club, but then there's also the Maine Outdoor Adventure Club where you can learn how to ski, and they take you to the White Mountains, and they take you all over. There's also academic-based fraternities. There's full Greek life on our campus as well, and there's even religious-based clubs as well. So pretty much if you think that you want to do it at UMaine, there's probably an option. Right now, Hammock Club is the thing to do because it is 68 degrees outside. It's our first really hot sunny day. So everyone is outside on the mall in hammocks right now. In terms of community, we have over 110,000 alumni, not only international students, that's including everyone, but we work really hard to keep in touch with our alumni. And so when you become a Black Bear, you're never alone. We really focus on tracking where our Black Bears roam, literally in the classroom, but also afterwards. We want to know what you're up to, and we want to celebrate those successes. So we try to keep in touch with you. So here we go. Set your dreams in motion, become a Black Bear, and become a famous person. Major people that have come out of University of Maine: Paul Correa, who played for the NHL, Bridget Ziegler, Don Holder, and our most famous is Stephen King. I'm actually in the building where his residence hall was. They've now turned it into offices. But Stephen King did attend UMaine. Some other mentionable things is like we work with NASA directly on our campus in our engineering department. We have people who won the Pulitzer Prize. We have people who have won a Nobel Peace Prize. So there are lots of ways at UMaine to get involved. How to apply. It's a pretty simple application process. We are on the Common App or on the UMaine app. There is a $50 app fee, but within that $50 app fee, we do waive that for any students that we meet with in person. We do require TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo English exams if you are from a French-speaking area of Canada, but other than that, we do not require them. And no SAT, ACT required. In terms of scholarships, all Canadian students receive in-state tuition at UMaine, and we are RSEP and OSAP approved, which is great. So that means those funds that your parents have been working towards saving for you are available to bring to University of Maine. Because all Canadian students receive in-state tuition, that is their scholarship. But there are options for engineering students and business students to apply for extra scholarships on top of that. And here is my contact information. Again, my name is Katie Blackmer. Again, International Admissions Counselor. That is my WhatsApp number, but it's also available to text if you have an iPhone. You can follow us on Instagram or on Facebook. Feel free to email me with any questions for follow-up.
Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you for sharing all the information about the University of Maine. And as she mentioned, if you have any questions, you have our contact information. Feel free to follow up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we are continuing our show. And next up, we have our third school, and that is going to be the University of Arizona. Hope Noriega. Good to see you again, Hope.
Hello. Thank you again for having me. Can you please confirm that you can see my screen? Because I
Yes,
also
we
always
can.
mess up. Yeah, you can see it? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Again, I'll get started. Like Kimberly said, my name is Hope Noriega. I am representing the University of Arizona. We are located in Southern Arizona, in Tucson, Arizona, and I'm really happy to share more with you guys. So we can go ahead and get started. Just a little introduction of our university. We were founded in 1885. We were the first thing in Tucson. So we, like, the city kind of like grew around us. Very central, lots to do. And we do have a large student population. It's getting closer and closer to 50,000. But just to be clear, that includes our undergraduate population, our graduate population, our online campuses, even our micro campuses around the world. And we do have about 6% international students at the moment, with over 120 countries represented. We are a Hispanic serving institution, which means we have a minimum 25% student population who identify as Hispanic. And then about for the whole student population, we have about 46% diverse student body, meaning 46% identify as non-white. We are located in Tucson, Arizona. Like I said, this is a really awesome shot of our downtown. Very fun, lots of fun nightlife during the day, lots of great restaurants. You can see in the background one of the many hiking trails in Tucson, Tumamoc Hill, where you can get an excellent view of campus, of the city, during the day or night. It's a really great time. So a little bit more about where we're located. If you aren't familiar with US geography, we are located in Southern Arizona. So only about an hour north of the border of Mexico, but still very near other larger cities that you might be more familiar with, such as San Diego, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. And then our capital of Arizona, Phoenix, is located about 2 hours north of Tucson, okay? All right, so Tucson is a great place to be. We were voted top 5 best air quality in the US. And we have about 350 clear skies per year. So right now I'm looking outside, sky is so blue. It's very sunny. It's been excellent weather the last few weeks. And like I said about it's a relatively smaller city compared to the other bigger cities around us, about 543,000, sorry about that, people living in Tucson. So all that combined, having great air quality, not as many people, not as much traffic, excellent skies, really has to do with the fact that we're also an international dark sky city. So an excellent place to study the stars, to see the stars, if that is something you're interested in. And then we have 18 to 24 degrees Celsius average winter temperature. So does not snow in the winter. Maybe once every few years there'll be snow on the ground, but it'll melt by middle of the day. So excellent place to be if you don't like the snow. But if you do like the snow, we do have a lot of mountains around us with ski resorts. So you can just drive up the mountain and have a fun day in the snow whenever you'd like during the winter. A little bit more, we're considered a UNESCO city of gastronomy. So we have an excellent food scene, but besides that, a lot of beautiful art museums, lots of music, and a lot of events for something for everyone. Cultural events like Tucson Meet Yourself, where all our cultures represented in the community come together, share their food, share their music, share their art, dancing, and everything. Tucson Festival of Books happens on campus, very well renowned. Something like El Tour de Tucson, which is also a very popular bike race, happens in Tucson as well. And if it wasn't a little obvious from things I mentioned, we love the outdoors here in Tucson. Biking, hiking, all that stuff is very, very popular here. There are about two that are listed here of the national parks are in Arizona. There's 3 national parks of about the 50 that are in the US located in Arizona. One of those, of course, is the Grand Canyon. Beautiful, beautiful place. Never get tired of it. It's about 4 hours north of us in Tucson. Saguaro National Park is located in Tucson, and there's actually 2 sides. So the east side of Tucson and the west side of Tucson are both Saguaro National Park. Awesome hiking trails, great biodiversity, lots of nature. And then Petrified Forest is also in Arizona. Zion National Park, another beautiful park, not in Arizona, but just north of us in southern Utah. So there's a lot of beautiful things to do and explore and experience around us. I'm not going to go too much over this slide, but something very important to consider when you are choosing a university is cost of living. And that is something we do pride ourselves in being in, you know, Tucson and Arizona, not as expensive as other popular cities around us or other popular studying destinations. Really important to consider when you're choosing a university, right? So this is why you might want to consider University of Arizona as well. So more about the campus, like I said, we are located in the center of the city. So there's lots around us, your favorite shops, your favorite restaurants, really walking or biking distance. But besides that, we also do have convenient and safe public transportation, not only on campus, because we are a big campus, we're 1.5 square kilometers. So we do have shuttles that can go around campus, taking you from building to building when you have classes on the other side of campus. But also shuttles that go off campus, public transportation. I take the bus to work. It's just more convenient for me. And so that works out a lot. And then we also have like a little train that goes from downtown to campus. So you can always, you know, feel safe and you're going to get where you want to go. And then we do have on-campus housing, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later because I think a lot of you might be interested in that. But when it comes to academics, we have over 300 majors and programs to choose from. There's something for everyone here. This is just a list of our colleges, but you can just get an idea of just the amount of options you have here. Some of our most popular ones would be engineering. We have 16 different types of engineering. Also Eller College of Management for your business majors, in the top 20 business schools. That's the one we have on campus. So we're very proud of that. But really there's something for everyone. Our architecture program is amazing. It's very hardcore. It's one of our most selective majors as well. So you're going to be seeing a little higher level required for admission, more selective, but regardless, you're going to leave more prepared. As you can see, there's a lot of other majors. If you are interested in learning more, I recommend that you please go to our website and find our degree search, just so that you can see if we do have what you want to study. Click on it, read more about it. Something really cool that I like about our degree search is that every major also has a 4-year sample plan. If you click on your major, learn more about it, scroll to the bottom, you can really get an idea of every class you're going to be taking every semester. So that's pretty cool, and something that you can look into. So when it comes to our rankings, we are very highly ranked. Like I mentioned, our business college, our management information systems is one of our most popular majors in our business college. Majority international students are in that program, so very welcome. Water resources, physical sciences, like I did say, we're very popular when it comes to studying the stars because we are an international dark sky city. We do work a lot with NASA. So we're #1 in astronomy research, #5 in astronomy and physics, and #10 in space sciences. So very popular place to study the stars. Some other things, #7 in online bachelors. We are #20 public research institution. So this is a great place if you want to research, you can get an undergraduate research opportunity and you can get paid for that. Also on the graduate level. So there's really a lot of options for our students who are interested in that. Other popular majors, geosciences, and communication, political philosophy, lots of things like that. Okay, so student life on campus, we pride ourselves in having an excellent student life and also having many resources available to our students, whether it be tutoring services, think tank, free for our students. But if you feel like you're excelling and you actually feel like you'd be really great as a tutor, that's a job we have available on campus also. So you can also tutor the students and you can be tutored. Besides that, we have excellent faculty right now, a 15-to-1 student faculty ratio. which means your higher level classes are going to be very more personalized and have a lot of one-on-one time with your professors. But besides that, I mean, our professors are always have their office hours for you guys to walk in, faculty advising as well. For international students, we do have our international student services on campus. What that means for you guys is they're the ones who are going to be advising you on any immigration related questions. They're the ones who are going to be giving you your I-20. And then if you have any more questions, you can always reach out to them in person, online. And they also do plan a lot of super fun events for our international students, whether it be international grocery shopping trips, trips to Tombstone or Bisbee, which are some towns we have, like really fun day trips, special basketball games. I think they just went to the Phoenix Suns game last weekend, so that was really cool. And then of course, counseling services available specifically for international students. And then of course, our university as a whole has those services for all students. Student Success Center is going to give you all the tools you need when you're looking for an internship, or you want to improve your resume, or you want to just find opportunities for professional development. We do have those resources available to you guys. And then campus health, of course, we have an excellent campus health facility located on campus. A little bit more, we do have 21, actually, I think this is a little outdated. I think it's up to 23 at the moment. We just added women's triathlon to our Division I NCAA teams. But we do have 21 Division I, 23 now Division I NCAA sports. We have it's, you know, very highly ranked, especially in basketball, our cross country teams, our track teams. If you are interested in possibly being a student athlete here, I would recommend just preparing your resume, you know, because we are Division I, we do like to see those students who have represented their country or have competed internationally or nationally. Also, I would recommend going onto our athletics website and finding your sport and kind of comparing your personal records or comparing your times or however it may be for your sport with our current athletes. All that is listed on our website, so you can look at that. If we don't offer your sport, we do have over 600 clubs and organizations, a lot of those being sports teams. For example, really popular ones and really great programs we have are the hockey and rugby team. Those are not in the realm of the 23 Division I NCAA sports, but they are still great club sports. Some club sports do offer scholarships, so look into that. They're not as prevalent as the ones we have for the Division I teams, but still, like I said, some club programs are very popular and very great, so they do offer those options for you guys. And then also want to mention we are a big school, so we do have lots of opportunities for on-campus employment. If you wanted to find, you know, a little extra income while you're here, you can definitely look into that. Okay, this was an old slide actually, but one of our alums is from Canada, now playing with the Indiana Pacers. Okay, just a little bit more about our dorms on campus. We do have 23 different dorms and everything you need on campus, and then in your dorm, there's an 8% higher GPA for students living on campus. So it's very recommended that you do try to live on campus at least your first year. And we do have all these resources available for you guys. I'm gonna go a little faster. Okay, so our application requirements, you're gonna apply online, and then our 3 main requirements would be to upload your transcripts. We need to see your last 3 completed years of high school translated into English if necessary. I know that might not be the case for everyone in Canada. Mainly if you went to a French speaking school or any other language, I guess, that's when you would need to provide a proof of English proficiency. And then when you would probably need to translate your transcripts. But regardless, overall, we need to see your last 3 completed years. So if you're in year 12, it would be grades 9 through 11. And then that's the main requirement. There is an $85 application fee. Some programs just have higher GPA, minimum GPAs. For example, there's engineering and architecture would have the higher minimum GPA. So that's something you can work with me to figure out if you might be eligible. I wanted to see. Okay, so here's some information we have on scholarships. It's all GPA based. And you can see that the higher your GPA, the higher scholarship. But we also have other options for you guys if you wanted to get more scholarships. So these are all your merit-based awards. We're just going to offer you these. And then if you want to apply for more, you can through our internal database called Scholarship Universe. And then we have an excellent honors college that can offer more scholarships. And let me just skip to the end real quick. Okay, here is my contact information. If you want to text me on WhatsApp, please. Also my email, hnoriega@arizona.edu. Follow us on Instagram. I'm really happy to connect and really happy to help you guys with more questions.
Thank you so much, Hope, for sharing all that information about the University of Arizona. As Hope shared, if you have any questions for her, please reach out using her information, and we'll be sharing her information as well, just in case you didn't catch it. Hope, we look forward to seeing you on another show soon. Thanks for joining us.
Guys.
And we have one more school remaining. We now have DigiPen Institute of Technology, and to give us some details about DigiPen, I'm excited to hear about those. We have Michelle Cooper with us. Michelle, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really glad to be here to share more about DigiPen. My name is Michelle Cooper. I am one of the directors at outreach at DigiPen. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and that way you all can see a little bit more about our college. Just one second.
See your screen.
Awesome, thank you. So this is the DigiPen campus. It is one big building that used to be a Microsoft building, and you can see some of our students at the bottom. So what is DigiPen? We know that we have a unique name. We actually were started as a company in Vancouver, BC, and became a college later on. We were founded in 1988. We're now a private four-year college that has expertise in computer science, digital art and animation, game design and development, as well as music and sound design. We are located in Redmond, Washington, which is on the east side of Seattle. So for students in Vancouver-ish areas, not too far of a drive. A little bit about our student population. We have just over 1,100 enrolled students at our campus. So we are small, we're a pretty niche campus. And about 15% of our student body are international students that represent over 50 countries. DigiPen was the first school to ever offer a video game development program, which is a real-time interactive simulation degree. And so since having that first degree, we now have 8 undergraduate programs and 2 graduate programs. On average, our class size is about 19. So there's lots of opportunities to be connected to your peers as well as faculty, and our student to faculty ratio is 9:1. A little bit about our graduates. They have shipped over 2,000 commercial game titles. So if you've played a video game recently, there's a good chance a DigiPen alum has worked on it. And they have the highest median earnings after attending a Washington State college. So we're really proud of the things that happened to them post-graduation. DigiPen has been ranked as one of the top 5 game design schools by the Princeton Review for the last now 14 years. And our student games do get entered into the Independent Games Festival, and our student games have won more awards than any other school combined. DigiPen Redmond campus is not our only campus. We also have one in Bilbao, Spain, as well as Singapore, and also a number of international educational partners around the world. So in Redmond, where our campus is, there are a lot of neighbors that are in the industry. And so students have the opportunity to be connected to almost 400 game-related studios within about a 25-mile radius of our campus. Nintendo and Microsoft are in the same city as us. Valve is really close by, and Microsoft is actually our biggest employer. And a lot of these companies will visit campus to present to our students in what are called company days. So a little bit about our degree programs. And at DigiPen, you apply specifically to one program. So myself and my colleagues are here to help you decide which program is best for you. But there is also a great portion of our website. It's called a degree quest, and it takes you through some questions to help you decide which degree programs to explore. So our programs are split into 4 areas. We have 5 Bachelor of Science and Computer Science degrees, one of which is just a straight Bachelor of Science and Computer Science, and it's a great way to learn a lot about computer science. All of our students in these programs will learn C, C++, C#, but this one does not have a specialization. So if you want to learn how DigiPen teaches, but you want to keep things a little bit open in your education, this is a great option. We have a BSCS in machine learning, which is predictive algorithm. So think Netflix suggesting new shows, when advertisements pop into your social media, or Tesla self-driving cars, that's what these students are learning how to program. And I'm just going to cover our undergraduate programs for today. Under game design, we have 2 game design related programs. One's a Bachelor of Art in Game Design, and that is thinking about the user experience. Students will take psychology classes, humanities, they'll learn about level design, user interface, all the things that make a game accessible to the user. So what are the rules? What are the levels? How do you earn more points? But they will take some computer science classes. BSCS in game design degree, students will take about 90% computer science classes and about 10% game design classes. So it's really just thinking about which area do you want to focus on in these programs. Our Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Real-Time Interactive Simulation, like I said, was our flagship degree. We just say RTIS on campus. This is a graphics programming degree. So students are learning how to program the game to make sure that when commands are hit by the player, that it happens when it should. So if you're playing a game and you hit A, you expect Mario to jump and do a turn. They're the ones programming that to happen when it should happen. We have a Bachelor of Art, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Digital Art and Animation. So this is definitely for artists. Students will take some foundational art classes and then start jumping into 2D and 3D art classes. So you will take some pencil to paper, but you will spend a majority of your time in those digital art and animation classes. And you can hone in on a certain area that you are more interested in through the selection of your courses. We have 2 sound-related programs, a Bachelor of Arts in Music and Sound Design, and then a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Digital Audio. The Bachelor of Art in Music and Sound Design is for musicians or vocalists. You'd have a tutor in your instrument of choice, learning theory, music theory, composition, but also learning sound design, learning how to recreate sounds outside of the studio or in the studio that you can't record elsewhere. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Digital Audio, you're learning how to program those sounds and music to go into a game. So they're the ones programming that sound to happen when it should. So in a game, if a car goes into a tunnel, you would expect an echo, or if hail starts, there's a certain sound we would expect to hear. And they're the ones programming that to happen when it should happen. Our academic approach has a unique twist to it. So there is a really traditional aspect where you're in class, you are in lectures with your professors, you're taking tests, submitting papers, you're working on individual projects. However, there's this additional component where you are then taking all of that you're learning in the classroom and putting it into practice with your peers. So starting in their sophomore year, our students form teams that will then go on to work on either a game or an animation, typically, and those teams range from 3 students, we've seen as big as 20. You can be on multiple teams, and they're made up of students from different degree programs coming together. You need artists, you need the programmers, you need the game designers, and so students will typically graduate with 2 to 4 professional quality projects. And so it is, those teams can vary in how long they're together, usually about a year, sometimes a little bit longer. And it's a really cool process for our students to really learn what it's like to work in the industry. They work in open collaborative workspaces that again mimics the industry. It's a part of the building that we kept the same when we moved in after Microsoft. We want you to be as ready for the industry as possible. Those teams are also how our students are learning interpersonal skills. And so learning how to work well with others. No game or animation is a solo project. So we want you to be ready for that when you're a professional. So a little bit about admissions. So like I said, you apply specifically to one program. Different admissions, each program does have different admissions requirements. However, all students do need to submit an application for admission. International students do not need to worry about submitting ACT or SAT scores. We would need your transcripts. So high school, or if you've taken college level courses, any transcript that you've taken, and then a personal essay. There's the prompts available on our website. And then there are a couple optional options for students. So you can submit an additional essay. So if you feel like there's something that isn't covered in the required pieces, you can submit a second essay to explain anything else to our evaluators to provide some additional context. Letters of recommendation are also optional. We do recommend them. They just can't be from a family member. So that does need to be from an employer or a teacher, someone who can really speak to your work ethic. So a little bit of how you can think about each program and what to prepare and what you need to submit. For all of our Bachelor of Science and Computer Science programs, we recommend taking as much math and science as possible. That's going to be what really helps you in this program. For 4 of them, all except the game design program, it is required that you have at least pre-calculus. We do recommend it for the BS in computer science and game design, but the other 4 do require pre-calculus. For game design, the Bachelor of Art in Game Design, you submit a design portfolio where you write about 3 things that you've designed, and that could be anything. It could be a comic book, it could be a cookie recipe. What we want to hear is your design process, how you made decisions, what you did when something went wrong. It could be the worst cookie ever. That's totally fine. The whole point is to learn about your process and how you made choices during that process. So you write about 3 things that you've designed, so 3 separate essays. And more details for all of these are on our website. For the Bachelor of Fine Arts, you just submit an art portfolio. So currently it's 5 required pieces, including a study of hands and feet, an interior review, and a couple of additional, 3 other required pieces. And then you can also submit 5 to 10 additional pieces to show your skill set. And we can schedule time for you to meet with one of our faculty members if you want some feedback as you're working on your portfolio. Music and sound design, you submit 2 videos of you playing your instrument of choice. There's some specifications for those, but we want to, this is basically like an audition just on video. So we want to see that you can play that instrument, you understand harmony and melody and all the things associated with that. Admissions requirements for international students. You have to submit all of those other required pieces, but additionally, we need your academic records, a financial responsibility form, as well as proof of proficiency in the English language, if you are not a native English speaker. Application is still open. We work on rolling admissions, and so the application for fall 2023 is still open and will remain open until July 1st. Once the student submits an application, we can usually get a response back within 2 to 4 weeks. And then in September, we'll open the application for fall 2024. Tuition for non-US residents is just over $41,000. And in addition, there's obviously some other fees when you need supplies and transportation and things like that. Our merit scholarship is available for all applicants. Our Bridge Scholarship is available for international students, but there is an application. And then there's more additional scholarships at DigiPen that you can apply for after you've been accepted to the college, as well as housing. So a little bit about student life. We have lots of clubs. You can start your own club. You can imagine those clubs are a lot more game related. We like to say we embrace nerd culture. We do have international student services, and so they're there to help with anything that you may need, but also will host different events for international students. LAN parties are really exciting, and right now we are gearing up for graduation, and so students will be done in just about 10 days. We do offer DigiPen housing. We utilize apartments locally, so it functions like a traditional residence hall. The only difference is you're in an apartment within about 2 miles of our campus. Lots of ways to connect with us. You can chat with our current students on our website. And then there's other events that if you do participate and you attend, we will waive your application fee, which is normally $60. We have one-on-one Zoom admissions meetings. We have some that are specifically for international students. I'm happy to send you the link if you're interested. Online information sessions. If you're able to make it down to Redmond, Washington, we have lots of in-person events, campus tours, preview days about once a month, and you can shadow a student. So you can hang out with them for the day or an afternoon, go to class, get a sense of what it's like to be a DigiPen Dragon. These are ways that you can contact our office, and you can text us, call us, email us, and we also have a prospective student Discord. So thanks so much for learning more about DigiPen, and hopefully this is really helpful, but feel free to check out our website for more information.
Thank you, Michelle, for sharing all those great details about DigiPen Institute of Technology. And for those of you who have joined us today for this show, whether it be DigiPen Institute of Technology, University of Arizona, University of Maine, Texas Tech, or all of the above that piques your interest, or that you have any additional questions or concerns, be sure to check our site. We'll have the information for you to contact all the schools. As always, thank you for joining our show, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Have a great day.